17 was kind of the crux for me. And it wasn't until I wrote that chapter that I realized that almost all of my efforts to diet were futile, because the truth was, when I had to move back into my family home, I was literally in a constant fight or flight, constant survival mode. So can you guys imagine living under a roof with someone who tried to kill you? Right? That would make anybody get a little like squirrely. And so I'm saying this to you guys, not to share my story necessarily, but my hit is that every single one of you are probably living with a trauma in your body that you don't know you're living with, and you keep trying to change the surface of the trauma, but it's not actually changing permanently. And I don't know where we're going to go and how we're going to do this challenge, especially virtually, but I'm going to do my fucking best to guide you, to guide yourself, to discover your truth. So whatever is locked in your physical body as a cellular memory that is causing some sort of survival instinct, because when you're in survival, can you be aware of what your next step for creativity is? No. So do you guys notice that your bodies are having reactions as I'm talking, or just energetic responses as I'm talking? I am going to do my best to hold space for everything that this is, and invite you guys to once and for all body challenge yourself to get free, whatever that means for you. For some of you, it's weight. For some of you, it's physical appearance. For some of you, it's pain. For some of you, it's a chronic fatigue issue that you've had since you were little. You don't have to fit your body into a definition of what's wrong. So for all intensive purposes, today is our bonus call. We're going to start the challenge next week. A lot of people are on the fence, and I'm still doing some stuff, and I really want to create as safe of a container as I can. So we are going to start the actual challenge next Monday, if you guys are okay with that. So what that means is we'll just extend through the second week in December and do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We won't get into the holidays. We won't, but so we're going to start officially next Monday, the 21st, but this will give you some time to prepare. I'm going to give you guys we're calling them holy molies. So not home play, but holy molies. So you can start to be curious about what it is that you would actually like to change. And I would love to hold your hand, guide you through that change, right? And then what we might do is every day I might just give you a little challenge separate from the call, right? That says, hey, do this, or hey, try this on, or hey, and so I'll give you guys a holy moly for that as well between now and Monday. So that's kind of where I'm at with this challenge. And I would love to see each of you really give yourselves permission to not be afraid of what you may have been afraid of. But here's what I think is most of us are stuck in something that we can't put words to. So you guys can ask the question, and I'm sweating really bad right now. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. But so if you ask yourselves the question, is there a root trauma living in your body that is preventing you from creating the life you'd like to create, or living the life you'd like to live? Anyone get anything? You guys are welcome. You're welcome to come off mute or type in the chat.
This is Melody. And I apologize. I'll put my video on when I stop driving, but
No
abandonment
problem.
just popped right in my noggin. I got
Yep.
chills and my ears wiggled and abandonment just jumped right in.
Ooh, ooh, and I'm sweating. I might have to take this off. Renee said, yeah, I get abandonment. Yeah. I think I've worked on it quite a bit, but it still sometimes, right. So we did this in Fuel in the 6-month coaching program as we got to this root of where somewhere either abandonment or we're rejecting ourselves continuously. Really interesting. And so whatever you get, right? So Marlene says first thing came yes and no idea. So the first, yeah, Sandy says safety. So the first question is sorry. Katherine's brain on every modality she's ever done in her life. So the question is like, is there a root trauma that's living in your body that is impacting your ability to live the life you want to live? And so here's the crazy part. For some of you, like Marlene's like, no idea. And this is, Marlene has been trying for a really long time to get to the root of what the fuck, right? And she's cute enough and smart enough and determined enough. And yet no matter what happens, it's just like little changes, but not that like dynamic of like, oh my gosh, I'm living in my body. And so here's the second question is that root trauma conscious or unconscious? And it's going to be different for Marlene, for sure, it's unconscious. Renee, unconscious. Cool. And okay, maybe it's unconscious, right? If it was conscious, we would have already fucking figured it out, right? We really would have, my friends. And so now, can you solve it with your conscious mind? Fuck, no. So how much, and this actually makes me want to cry, how much has your body been trying to guard you, save you, protect you? Protect you is the right or the more in alignment word. How long is your body trying to protect you from this unconscious trauma? Holy mother of fucking God. And so the other piece to this, as we bring in the unconscious, some of you, it might be unconscious from this lifetime. It might be unconscious from another lifetime, from a really long time ago. So check this out. Here you are, amazing, brilliant, fucking fantastic, like being. And you are determined to change this behavior or this pattern or this stuck something. And it manifests as an eating disorder, as a body dysmorphia, as, trauma, as bad relationships, as terrible with money, as, persistent pain in the body that you can never quite heal, as an autoimmune, like it manifests as all those things. So your conscious brain is like, I'm in a body in this lifetime. I'm going to consciously try to change it. But your conscious brain, your mind can't. And here's the other thing is your body is trying to protect you from the unconsciousness of that memory. Oh, okay. So can we just take a breath, like let it, and just acknowledge that might be true for you. And so my curiosity is how do we take ourselves on a journey that engages both conscious and unconscious to unhook what's hiding underneath the surface in the body? Yeah. And so that's like her unconscious. we're going to get you. It's all perfect, right? I mean, it's amazing. Like the beings in our lives, they know how to facilitate, even if they can't hear what we're talking about, they just know how to facilitate the energy. And so if it's from another lifetime and it's unconscious, what are all the magical ways that we can unhook by giving our bodies permission to be as brilliant as they want to be? Does that make sense? And so this challenge is going to be a challenge where I'm going to ask you guys and no judgment. You do what you want. But if I were you, I would go all in, right? And all in sometimes, like I've been sick for the last 3 days. So I have done no physical movement, not even stretching in my house. I'm like, nope. My physical movement is to pour myself a bath, take a bath. I've done that like 3 times a day for the last 3 days. So I might give you holy mollies, like find a physical movement with your body, 90 seconds a day that is physically challenging. Every one of you can do so. And for some of you, you're like, well, walking is challenging. Well, then speed it up and do it so it feels uncomfortable. 90 seconds a day. Can each of you, right, commit to at least 90 seconds a day of doing that? So here's the thing, is movement will shift the hiding of the unconsciousness in the body. So it's going to be an interesting journey. It might get messy. It might be really beautiful. And hopefully it inspires you to, instead of, being super quick to want to clear or to find the solution, right? It might be that you just sit with it. So I'll tell you guys a little story, and then I'm going to ask you guys some questions. And then we'll see what we do. So last week, it was Thursday night. All out of nowhere, got really angry. Had a great day, had awesome clients, had great calls. No reason to be, I just all of a sudden this anger. And it was like, ooh, And the initial was to make me wrong for feeling it, was to try to change it right away because it's uncomfortable and it's a wrong emotion to have, right? Right. Katherine says, I want the solution and I want it yesterday. Yes, all of us want that. And really the only way I personally think that we're going to get there is if you can just be so kind and curious and not be quick to want to clear, but be quick to want to sit with whatever it is coming up. And I think most of you know I've been trained in a lot of modalities. I've done almost everything you can possibly think of, including lots of drugs. And so, I will do my best to hold space and use the tools to invite you guys. So Thursday night, I'm angry. I go to bed. I'm like, okay, well, how can I just be present with this? It shifts, right? And I ask my subconscious. So I've been in the habit for the last couple weeks of asking my subconscious to heal whatever it is I'm not aware of. Okay. And so I've been saying, hey, subconscious, because clearly my ego, my brain, my mind is not figuring this one the fuck out. So I'm going to ask my unconscious, my subconscious, to go into my dreams, into my body, into my being, into my spirit through the night. And can we heal whatever this is? Can we transform it? Can we change it? Woke up Friday morning. I was great. I went into a meditation. I'm sitting in meditation and the anger's there. And I was like, all right, show me what to do. Notice I'm not clearing it. I'm not making it wrong. And my little girl comes in, and then my dad comes in, And it was this moment that I can't quite articulate, but I also saw every relationship that I've ever had, and how somewhere I didn't give myself permission to entirely be me. So my spirit was a little angry with me for giving up myself. And I had this really brilliant healing moment with my dad that I can't put words to. And this is why I'm saying this to all of you, because probably throughout this challenge, you're going to have healing moments that you can't put words to. Know that it's working. Right? So I didn't put words to it. I'm putting words to it to try and explain it a little bit, but it was profoundly, deeply healing. And I knew in that moment it had changed the way I will be in relationship moving forward. It's changing my business. It's changing the way I'm being with people. It's changing the way I'm being with my body. And it's just a really potent thing. And so sometimes there is a great brilliance in being willing to sit with an emotion that you have labeled as a wrong or bad or not healthy emotion. And my hit, so whether for you it's anger or shame or secrecy or lies or hiding, I don't know what it is for you, but that emotion is probably a huge key into unlocking whatever's in your subconscious. And so check this out. When we ask the subconscious to heal it, it will, and it will bypass your brain. It will bypass your mind. It will bypass your ego. But here's the even more brilliant piece that came out last week in Fuel is if you have tried your whole life to heal this thing and you haven't yet been able to change it completely, is it your responsibility to heal it? I know this is really fucked up information right now, but just look to see. So how many of you have taken on the personal responsibility to try to heal the thing you've been trying to heal? Right. Okay. Right. Katherine says yes and no. Cool. Marlene says head yes. So are you responsible for healing it? Right. Renee says, I heard no, but I don't understand. Exactly. You guys, I have full body goosebumps. This is the information, which is why this came out last week. And I was like, oh my gosh, this challenge probably needs a little bit more space till we actually start it. But holy cow, we'll start it. So for those of you that came on late, we're going to start the actual challenge next Monday. Today is a bonus call. I wanted to come on and just get this energy going and put it out into the world so we can begin the healing transformation process. And so here's the thing, and I'll try and do my best to put words to this. My body's breaking out in full body goosebumps. So if you have been trying to heal something and you think you're responsible for healing it and it hasn't yet healed, it's not your responsibility to heal it, but it is your responsibility to be aware to how it needs to heal. You have to be aware enough to give it the job to heal. But if it was your responsibility to heal it and change it, it would have already happened. Really. But here's the thing, you're blind to the very thing that needs healing. Aha. Is that an aha? Okay. So you're blind to the very thing that needs healing. So you're like, oh, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And so you try this way and this modality and that healer and that guru and this shaman and that and yet no matter what, because why? The body is literally protecting you from accessing it. So guess what? It's not your responsibility to access it, but it is your responsibility to allow yourself or the powers that be or the subconscious or whatever to have access to healing it. So every night I've been asking my subconscious, and every morning when I get in my infrared sauna blanket to do my meditation, which is basically I just play an audio, I lay down for 20 minutes and I ask my subconscious to show me what I need to know. Show me what needs healing. Show me what, and the downloads that are coming through are, it's a little, I'm like, how do I have a conversation about this information? So, and by the way, if this is heavy or not light for you, please speak up. I'm not interested in being right. I'm interested in finding how we can access whatever's stuck in you that hasn't healed to be able to free itself from your body so you literally feel free, not pretend free. Because how many of you go, oh my God, this is going to free me up. And you get into it and you're like, oh, I don't really feel free. I kind of feel free, but I still feel stuck. And what the fuck? Okay. And so you're not responsible for healing it, but you are responsible for allowing the healing to occur. So you guys with me? Okay. So ready? Do y'all have a sense of what you would like healing on? Awesome, Sylvia. Love you. And look, you don't have to get it right the first time. We just start somewhere. The fact that we think we need to get it right is what keeps us from accessing the root. And I remember years ago in one of my very first access classes, and I am, I hid this as a wrongness. I took the information the wrong way. In an access class, Gary basically said, he said, so you are like a roto-rooter. You like getting to the root of things. I was like, uh-huh. And in that moment, I twisted it to go, oh, that's not okay. Oh, I shouldn't do consciousness that way. Oh, that's not the way to heal people. Because I'm a bulldozer, I would like go into people's bodies and go, here's the root. And then I would watch their lives fall apart. And I made myself really wrong for it. And yet at the core of who we are, I think all of us are looking for some level of freedom, some level of permission, some level of expansion, and some level of just creation that makes us feel free. And each of you can put words to that or something completely different in your own way. So if I ask each of you, what are you here to heal? What do you get? And there's no wrong answer. Or I can also ask, what do you here? Yeah, go for it, Renee. Oh, sorry, you're moving the energy.
That was like an energetic to your question. But I haven't interpreted it yet.
Yeah, okay, good.
Could you ask it one more time?
Yep. So what is it you are here to heal? Wow, that's fucking awesome, Marlene. So Marlene's answer was not my body. Yeah, does your body need healing? Right. Holy mother of fucking God. You guys, this is why I could not put words to what the fuck this class was. I probably shouldn't have called it a challenge, but maybe it is, because I'm trying to kind of kill a whole bunch of birds. What do you call it? Kill a whole bunch of birds with one stone. Ooh, I love that. So Renee says, I'm trying to heal relationships, which makes sense if abandonment is my core wound. Totally. So here's a crazy question is, have you healed your abandonment with you? Not yet. That's why you're fucking here then. Holy shit, good job. And so just, yeah, because it makes me want to cry. And you guys, I'm going to, ask you guys to just please throughout this challenge and this week, I might send you guys a little messages this week or do some videos. I've been doing a lot more videos on my wall, just inspired to start talking. I, got kind of caught in only facilitating access, and I am giving myself permission to expand my willingness to talk about what I am willing to know that I know. And I don't think this information is on the planet yet in a global scale. And I'd love to make it. And so you guys are the fucking brave, the brave few that are like, let's go. Let's see what this is, because there's something here. Awesome. Permission to bloom. So yeah, Anne is saying, I'm here to heal whatever is behind the difficulties with my body, right? I love that. Katherine says, let's do this. Amen. Katherine, can you, I don't understand, you're here now in class or here in this lifetime? I need more information. You just talked about giving up yourself and totally did that. So totally some of that and the trauma, I don't cognitively remember. Most of you are not going to cognitively remember the trauma because your body is doing its best to protect you from it. Isn't that crazy? And yet at the same time, can we right now give our bodies conscious and unconscious permission to unhide everything it's spent its life hiding from you? Oh, and actually unhide, let me rephrase that. Unhide everything it's spent its life protecting you from. Whoa, my friends, holy cow. So throughout this challenge, please, you are going to need to take care of yourselves and take care of your body. So getting your bars run, taking baths. I've been telling most of my clients here in Aspen to take a little bit of Himalayan sea salt or whatever, any sort of sea salt that's a nice, good quality sea salt, and just lick it and then slug 1 or 2 glasses of water and do that 1 to 2 to 3 times a day. Because that is going to help. What the salt in the water does is electrically, as most of you know who have done access, is it electrically discharges any polarity in the body. Cool. Holy cow, right? Fuck. Anyone want to run? I actually find it quite exciting that we can find a way to heal ourselves from what we've been spending our lives trying to heal ourselves from. And so there's a twofold. It's both healing it and simultaneously finding the energies that inspire you to create. And when you're creating, healing is easier and healing is lighter. But when you're not creating, healing can be really dense and heavy. You guys with me? So this challenge is about finding those things that are light and fun and inspiring for you and your body, and make your body come alive. Because when your body's alive, it's easier to get to the roots so that those hidden, stuck, whatever they are, what the fucks are, they can be released with ease.